Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, C. Raj Chawla, Vice Chairman, MSME-Startup Committee of ICI. I welcome you all in this today webinar on the MSME Startup, where we delve into the challenges faced by startup and boundless opportunity. In today's interconnecting world, these entrepreneurs are the lifeblood of innovation, defining economy growth, and fostering job creation. Though weekly series of Pathshala, our objective is to spread knowledge and recognizing the pivotal role of MSME in startup in shaping our creativity, embodying the spirit of entrepreneurship that fuel this progress. Navigating this ecosystem is not without its hurdles, from access to finance and market penetration to regulatory complexity and talent acquisition. MSME and startup face a multitude of challenge. However, within every challenge lies an opportunity for growth and innovation. Through this webinar, our speaker will explore strategies to welcome these obstacles, harnessing the power of collaboration, technology, and resilience. He will uncover actionable insight and best practice to improve MSME and startup practice to thrive in today's competitive landscape. I am sure that our today's webinar will be a valuable learning, exploring all of us, enabling us to enhance our capabilities for startup and MSME. For valuable insight into this subject, we are honored to have our speaker CA Abhishek Jain ji and coordinator CA Kunal Kathuria ji, who will provide these expert guidance on this topic, challenges and opportunity for professionals. So now I request Kunal ji to please take up this webinar.
Thank you, sir. A warm welcome to all of you to this session dedicated to MSME Pathshala series, the heartbeat of our economy. Before we kickstart our exploration into this crucial sector, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to ICI MSME committee for giving us this opportunity. For many of you, terms like MSME and startups might be new, and it's our privilege to have you here, eager to learn under the guidance of CA Dheeraj Kumar Khandelwal sir, Chairman of MSME and Startup Management Committee, and CA Raj Chawla sir, Vice Chairman of MSME Startup Committee of ICI. As we embark on the learning journey together, let's remember the immense potential and challenges that MSME face. So this session, like we can collaborate, sharing insights and pave the way of growth of these enterprises that are backbone of our economy. Without further delay, let's dive into the enriching session that will shape the future of MSME in our country. Thank you once again for being here, and let's make this session truly impactful. Now, I am delightful to welcome CA Abhishek Jain sir. He is practicing chartered accountant in Delhi, delivered 150 plus session on tax matters, on direct tax matters like faceless assessment appeal, delivered under number of session on MSME like Atmanirbhar Bharat mission scheme for MSME, MSME policy. He delivered on national news channel on various aspect of taxation. So let's welcome C. Abhishek Jain sir. Over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Kunalji. Special thanks to Committee on MSME and Startup, Raj Chawla sir, Vice Chairman of the committee, Dheeraj Khandelwal ji, Chairman of the committee, and of course, President and Vice President, and the whole office and torchbearer of ICI. I personally met Raj Chawla sir on various times, on various seminars, and the enthusiasm he has absolutely fantabulous, and always ready towards the profession, help to professionals, and the commitment he has absolutely encouraging. Thanks to Devangji, tech support team, and entire team of the committee, Kunalji as well. Now, without taking much time, as far as today's session is concerned, absolutely a new era of avenues, MSME, Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises Development Act. And of course, if you see the amendment made by in 2023 Finance Act, then specifically focus was given on MSME sector. Reason being, one section was introduced, 43BH. Reason being, this is a MSME and startup, and both are core areas of mine, income tax as well as MSME. So definitely we'll have a small insight on this particular section. But of course, I make sure and ensure you after this deliberation, you will be even in a position to connect with your client and handle in such a way that prima facie, he will make a faith on you that you know most of the things related to MSME, IPO, and startup. Reason being, friends, mind it, in today's era, forgot about those days when a client came and asked to show the books, reconcile them. That's fine enough. These are the traditional practice and the era. But in today's era, if you meet the youngsters, even your client's new generation, Kunalji, they immediately ask, sir, we want startup. In spite of knowing that they are not eligible to enroll yourself in a startup category, but still the immediate demand, Abhishek sir, हमें startup में registration चाहिए और पूरी exemptions चाहिए. Without knowing much thing, everyone are eager to enroll themselves in a startup and want funding. So we should have of knowledge, we can convince our client and convert him in the avenue as well as revenue. So in today's session, definitely you will be in the position to deliver best of yours. I will start with the MSME and will try to even connect with the Samadhan. Again, a great tool for the professionals. Charge 10% of the recovery fees, charge 20 to 25,000 while filing the application towards the Samadhan. And then, of course, you cannot do each and everything. But in our profession, we all know that it's again a game of networking. And all our colleagues are ready to help us. Likewise, like Kunalji handling something else, Raj Amlaji is handling something else, I'm handling MSME, Samadhan, income tax. So you can have a great forte. You can ask everyone, and I believe, and I of course, I must say, every chartered accountant are happy to serve our profession. This is the unique quality of our profession. You want Samadhan, I am available. You want anything, an income tax, faceless appeal to tribunal, no worry. So we can take help of each one. Those who are really having such forte in that particular area. So I'm just going to take up the slide and take you through one by one, and will try to make you in a situation, to put you in a situation where you can connect with your client and give a consultancy. And of course, sir, what type of consultancy we can give in the MSME? You won't believe, I'm giving consultancy to 6 to 7 MNC only on section 43BH, Kunalji. How can we legally take the precaution while handling 43BH only? So don't think like that. Give MSME consultancy, try to convince them about the benefits, try to convince them about the Samadhan, try to convert from micro to IPO, right? आप माइक्रो है और IPO तक कैसे जाएंगे? So these type of journey, if you can convey your clients, definitely they will convinced. And they right now, what is happening? They think most of our clients think we are the cost center only. Kunalji, if I am wrong, please let me know. They are saying you are only just putting your some documents, signing them and uploading on the website, something else. You are not contributing in our growth at all. Until unless some notice came. शुरू में ऐसा ही लगता है कुछ नहीं है, हम इतनी compliance करा रहे हैं. We know how we are spending day and night to make reach them as far as statutory compliance is concerned.
Yes.
Otherwise, जब नोटिस आता है तब समझ में आता है कि what are happening around us. So
Exactly.
try to prove yourself in different way. We are even making you compliant, but still we are contributing in your growth. Like we will recover the amount from your vendors, etc. Blind. We will try to contribute in your journey from micro to IPO. Absolutely, we are not merchant banker, but yes, we have connection with merchant banker. We can do due diligence. We can convince them how can P make you better. How can profitability will enhance the valuation while filing going for the IPO. So these parameters help a lot in growing our clients' growth. So I'm just opening the slide and we will understand about the MSME. How can it will change the journey from MSME to other front? And most important thing, in MSME, there are, I believe everyone know, those who are, I am very thankful to our viewers, listeners, professionals, colleagues, who are really spare 2 hours. And a special thanks to our ICI, MSME and Startup Committee. And continuously, they are putting forward and making a great efforts for these type of seminars, so that every member, every class, every segment, every sector can get benefited. So, wait for a while. Just. Okay. Kunalji, just give me a note whether slide is visible or not.
Visible, sir. Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Visible, sir.
So, first of all, few things I believe you know, but still, this is very important. When you are sitting on a table with your client and instantly you convince him with a lot of provisions, then definitely we will be able to grow our practice. Before that, we should have each and everything in our bucket, each and everything meaning by the basic knowledge of the contents related to MSME, etc., so that we can convince them, only convince them. And the efforts and the implementation, you can connect with any professionals, right? Wait for a while. Just putting the virtual pen. Now, see, in MSME Act, few benefits are available only to micro and small enterprises. Medium is not covered. Likewise, 43BH. So I am just taking this particular slide very fast because each one we know. There are 2 criteria, investment and the turnover. 1 crore, 5 crore turnover. Both should be satisfied. Small investment and turnover, both should be satisfied. And the medium, 50 crore investment and turnover 250. These are the basic criteria. I can ask, even this particular question are asked various times on in my seminars, that why manufacturing and service category is only enlisted in the MSME Act. Why not trading? Why not trading? Trading को क्यों नहीं लिया? Government are thinking that manufacturing and service industry are directly contributing in the GDP. GDP in the sense even trading are also contributing, trading concern are also contributing in GDP. They are the real generator of the service and the goods. And traders are only just a mediator, those who can take from manufacturer and ending the delivery with the consumer. So that's why traders are excluded. I will let you know why traders have been excluded for particular category, right? This is the particular scenario. Now, when 43BH came, 43BH came, we will discuss this in a very small span of time. In Surat textile market, they have stopped purchase, I believe 20 to 25 days. Meaning thereby, entire textile industry in the Surat stopped purchasing. Reason being, somewhere around in the month of Jan and Feb, when they approached me regarding this particular section, I have delivered, I believe, 40 to 45 session on this particular section only. The main concern was they were not even able to know that whether they are falling under the manufacturing category or not. Those who are taking the delivery from the mills, they are thinking that they are the manufacturer. That's why this particular section will be applicable on them. So it is very necessary when you are giving consultancy for the MSME, you should know each and every one. When you are giving consultancy for 43BH, you should know who will fall under the manufacturing category. Service, definitely there is no challenges as far as this particular criteria is concerned. But manufacturing, definitely. Even though no definition has been given in the MSMED Act, but still I have taken this particular from industry district side that the enterprises engaged in the, please be with me, in the manufacture or production of the goods pertaining to any industry specified in the first schedule of the Industrial Development and Regulation Act. It is very much clear. These enterprises will be manufacturing enterprises. Those name has been given in the first schedule of the Industrial Development Regulation Act. Sir, agar naam wahan nahi hai to, then definitely the word which is used here is or. Then they said, employing plant and machinery in the process of value addition. Mind it, the term used, plant and machinery, value addition to the character or use, right? The manufacturing enterprises are the final product having a distinct name or defined in terms of investment in the plant and machinery, right? So distinct name, plant and machinery, value addition, these are the criteria which is given. There are a number of judgment in the exercise for the manufacturing, determine the manufacturing. This is only a small part that we have discussed so far. Fine enough. Now, friends, as you know, why I am discussing this, as you know, let's assume you want to know the criteria of a particular organization, a particular creditor, whether creditor, you want to know the criteria, whether it is coming under micro or small. You want to just check it out. Is there any facility available on the portal to check out whether this particular creditor is micro or small? No. Yes, if you have Udyam Aadhaar, till now no facility is available. If you have Udyam Aadhaar, then definitely you can check it out. You can check. But still there is again a problem. Listen me carefully. If you are giving consultancy, these particular tactics and the information really helps you a lot. If you fetch the information from the Udyam Aadhaar, then the information which is reflected in front of you, they will give you the criteria for the 23-24, 22-23, 21-22, if they have registered. 22, whether it is micro, medium, small. Category will be mentioned in front of the year. But friends, one challenges before the professionals. We are going to do the audit by the end of 30th September. And some of us has already been started, like we have started few. So main thing is now first there is again a disallowance, 43 BH, and particular
Recording
category,
in progress.
right? So you should have a proper justification of all of your working that you have, right? This is the composite criteria, right? Now, plant and machinery. Earlier, it was very difficult to define the plant and machinery, and there was again before the Udyam registration, there was again a separate list that what was not covered under plant and machinery. Now it is very clear. Plant and machinery definition. It is the same which is defined our income tax rules 1962. Same, that particular class that we are regularly maintaining our depreciation chart, under which maintaining depreciation chart, and under the category plant and machinery. List is given under the income tax rule, right? So next question can be again there. A second-hand machine can be counted as in a definition of plant and machinery. Yes, definitely, it will be counted. So there is no confusion. Mind it. You should have that particular reason being, if you are a statutory auditor, you should have that particular calculation with you. Because being a tax auditor, being a statutory auditor, it's our responsibility to take a proper working or prepare a proper working. If not possible, ask management to share their working. At least drop a mail to all of your client. Reason being, for the company SSC, they are required to submit 2 times MSME-1 form stating what are the outstanding with related to section 15 of MSME Act, right? So you should be very careful. And being an auditor, if you have not asked or send a mail to your client regarding clarification, regarding submission, regarding preparation, calculation of MSMED creditors list, then we all will be in a great difficulty. We will face adverse consequences as far as our various department is concerned. So be careful. So second advice, I will give you only, I not advice, request. I just make a request to all of you. Second request, put a shoot a mail, send a mail to your client asking the MSME status of the creditors outstanding on 31st March 2024. You can ask. In MNCs and Big Four, and what we are doing, we are insisting our clients, because we just need to take the Excel sheet and the balances outstanding as on 31st March 2024. Then we will have an idea that for which creditors how much amount are outstanding. Then we can ask our client to put a mail to send a mail to your clients, mark CC to us regarding the status of micro small enterprises, not medium enterprises. Medium is we are not concerned about. Section 15 is concerned for the micro small only. So this particular practice challenges is there, but we should have a precaution as well. Otherwise difficult. Even you can drop a mail immediately. Not right now, even after this particular session. Right? So I believe it is very well. Just having a sip of water. Wait for a while. Just having a sip. Wait. Thanks for permitting me. Now, moving towards to the next slide. only there is again one exclusion, that if you are filing your income tax return first time or you have not filed, then there is again a self-declaration. Self-declaration. And the second is Section 7 has given list of items that should not be included in the definition of plant and machine, like safety items, like safety equipment, pollution control equipment, etc. Turnover, I have already conveyed that export of goods, it is not conveyed to you. Export of goods or services shall not be included in the turnover list. Export will not be included in the criteria defined. Right? So, this is again a calculation where it might possible that one export oriented unit having turnover of let's assume 100 crores, but still it will be in a small category, right? It might possible. So there again a possibility that because export turnover will not be taken for the purpose of calculation. Now next, see, these are few benefits. Just have eye on it. Explain your clients. Then we will move forward the Samadhan. We will move forward 43BH. We will move forward the startup. This entire session will even train you, guide you in such a way you can answer most of the things, basic things. Bank loan, definitely there is a concession in an interest rate, subsidy, patent registration, 9,000 rate for the company's SEC, but still, if you have registered yourself under MSME, then half rate will be there, 4,500. Right? Government procurements. Now, through GEM, micro or small enterprises, GEM is again a consulting, GEM, I should even mention that particular GEM, जो हमारा ई मार्केट है गवर्नमेंट का. Particularly, you can register as a micro or small and take a participation in a bid process. Most of the PSUs are advised to purchase from the micro small enterprises only. This particular percentage of your procurement. In on some category of item, there is a list of items somewhere around 200 or 300 list of items. These particular items can be purchased only from the micro small enterprises. It is published list. So every PSU, whenever they are going to purchase that particular item, they will purchase from the micro small only through by GEM portal. Now government organization cannot purchase beyond the GEM mostly, in most of the cases. And some of the professionals are giving consultancy for the GEM as well. Even we have been approached for the GEM for the consultancy purpose, how to register, how to procure, how to participate, how can you put make a bid for the vendors to participate in, right? Electricity bill in Rajasthan state, I believe 2 or 3 years back, there is again a concession. Right now, I am not remember whether any concession has been given for the micro small enterprises. Right? Support to business incubators, new ideas. Those who have new idea, there are a lot of assistance for micro small enterprises. Debt restructuring, special treatment for the micro small. Stamp duty waiver. Yes, of course, there is a stamp duty waiver from micro small enterprises if they are going to purchase something or other benefits. One more thing, I will let you know, these are the central, most of the central schemes for the benefit of the micro, small, medium enterprises. But friends, you should remember or you should keep in mind that apart from the central schemes, states are free to frame any scheme for the micro small enterprises. Or even few states have their own app for the MSME enterprises. They can you can download the app and register yourself and get the various benefit from the state government itself. Right now, this is the most important discussion that we do. Reason being, again, micro small, it's again a consultancy, or you can give consultancy after having knowledge of this particular provision of section 15 of MSME-Start. Definitely, along with this section 15 of MSME-Start, I will connect you section 43BH. First of all, we will understand this particular process, and then we'll connect you definitely with 43BH. See, section 15 and 16 of MSME-Start. And 15 to 22, I believe, 15 to 22, mind it, what I am going to say. Section 15 to 22 are overriding section on any act in prevalent across the India. Meaning thereby, they will not listen of any law, legislation, any act, these sections of MSME-Start. What is written over here, that will be the final. If any contradictory provision has been written in any other act, then this particular act will supersede, this particular section supersede against all the acts, all the legislation prevalent in India. So, very important. Section 15, what it says. See, before I go with the exact language, see, there are two situations. First, agreement is there. Second, non-agreement. Meaning thereby no agreement is there. So, listen, first we will understand, then I will ask some questions to you. Why agreement and non-agreement, and why agreement, making an agreement is so important. If any party having an agreement with the creditors stating that that payment term is 90 days, right? And make an agreement. In agreement, they have written. Now, what will be the position? Let's assume XYZ Private Limited sell goods, manufacture goods to ABC Limited, micro status. And this term has been executed in the agreement 90 days. So if agreement is there, ABC Limited, irrespective of the number of days given in the agreement, ABC Limited is bound to pay within 45 days. Now question arises. In the market and in the industries, I have taken various sessions with the trade association. Everyone are under impression that 45 days from the invoice. From invoice. Friends, it's not like that. Nowhere it is mentioned the word invoice. If it will be like that, then every buyer put a pressure to the seller that he will not raise the invoice until unless they said and they have money to pay. And 45 days will not start until unless invoice has been generated. So invoice word is not there at all. What is written over there? That 45 days from the day of acceptance or from the day of deemed acceptance. Mind it, friends, it is very important. Being a statutory auditor and being a tax auditor now, after Finance Act 23, Finance Act 23 after, meaning thereby it is applicable on financial year 23-24, meaning thereby now you have to sign that particular status on this year tax audit report. So it is very important to understand the intricacies involved here. So 45 days, it's not from the day of invoice. This is from the date of acceptance, day of acceptance, or from the date of deemed acceptance. Now we need to understand day of acceptance or deemed acceptance. See, day of acceptance, what it is. The actual day delivery of goods, right? The day of the actual delivery when goods are delivered, and the rendering of services. And I will let you know how non-following this particular provision make a buyer in a great difficulty as far as financial transactions, financial involvement is concerned. So actual delivery of goods or rendering of services, day of acceptance, or where any objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding acceptance of goods or service within 15 days from the day of delivery of goods or rendering of services. यानी अगर 15 दिन के अंदर रिटर्न में कोई ऑब्जेक्शन दे दिया है, if any objection has been given within 15 days from the day of acceptance, then this counting of 45 days will be in a pause mode if any objection has been raised. Right? Mind it, friends. Objection has been raised. And this counting will start once this objection has been removed by the supplier. And what is the day of deemed acceptance? Means where no objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding acceptance of goods or services within 15 days. Then from the day of the delivery of goods or rendering of services, the day of actual delivery of goods or the rendering of services. From the day of delivery of goods or rendering of services. Right? 15 days from when? Day of delivery of goods or rendering of services. Then the day of actual delivery of goods will be treated as deemed acceptance. And 45 days from the counted from the day of deemed acceptance. That's how it is very crucial. So if agreement is there, then there is again a 45 days calculation. If no agreement is there, situation will be worse. Situation will be worse for the buyer. Then what it is written, if no agreement is there, then they need to be make payment before the appointed date to save the interest. Before the appointed date. Now, what is the appointed date? See, appointed date means the day following immediately after the expiry of period of 15 days from the day of acceptance, meaning thereby 15 days has been expired from the day of delivery, then you are starting what? Starting what? Starting counting of 45 days will begin. Right? This will begin. So very important to have agreement. Again, consultancy power. Again, third request from my side. Understood? Challenges and then opportunities. I will let you know how you will avoid these consequences. 15 days. So that's why agreement is very important. So it is very much clear, I believe. I've seen the calculation of interest 3 times. If what happens if anyone are not able to make the payment within 15 days or within 45 days, right? So if no agreement is there, then 15 days. If agreement is there, then 45 days. If they are not able to execute the contract or not contract, make the payment, then sir, what will happen? 3 times of bank rate. 3 times. Bank rate means thereby repo rate. Bank rate on which loan is available to banks. I believe it is somewhere around 6.5. Someone can correct me, 6.50 or 75 might possible. We can treat it 6.5. So 3 times, mind it, 19.50% per annum. You can understand the impact of loan payment. It's again a very tragical situation for the buyer. See, I will let you know the calculation as well, how this particular effect of compounding ruin the business of the buyer. Because there are 3 times bank rate interest rate will be applicable if he is not able to make the payment according to section 15, meaning thereby within 45 days if agreement is there, within 15 days if no agreement is there. So this is section 16. If default is made by the buyer to make the payment before the day of calculation as per the 15 section, buyer is liable to pay compound interest on monthly rest, meaning thereby monthly outstanding. Right? Impact, it will be use. Period and rate of interest I will already convey. Now this is the some example, only one example, not some, that we can take to understand the impact. Fincard Limited has sold goods worth rupees 5 lakhs, which was received by Jugaad Limited on 6th May 2024. Mind it, the date is 6th May. As per the agreement, meaning thereby agreement is there. Between them, Jugaad Limited enjoy a credit of period 60 days. 60 days meaning thereby 26, 25 uska hua May ka, and then 35 wo hua May, June, somewhere around 5th July. Somewhere around 5th July. 60 days. Jugaad Limited made the payment of on July 20th. Whether Jugaad Limited was liable to pay any interest, if so, from which date? See, agreement is there, then we need to count 45 days, irrespective what is written in the agreement. So 45 days, 25 days, May ka, and then 20 days, June, 45 days likewise. 21st June will be date from when interest will be counted if payment is not made. 21st June. Understood? See the calculation. See the calculation. The interest amount to be paid on July 20th, right? As per the applicable till, because payment has been made on 20th July. So interest will be calculated up to 19th July. First, it will start 21st June up to 30th June, 10 days in calculation. Rate is 4%, right? It is, we assume this is a 4%, 3 times of it, 12%, right? 5 lakhs, 12% per annum for 10 days, it's 1643. Now, up to 19th July, 19 days, again 12% on monthly rest according to balance outstanding as on last day of the last month. 5 lakhs plus 51643.84. Again, calculation in such a way. Multiply by 12%, multiply by 19 days divided by 365. It will come this. This amount will be the interest amount that need to be provided in the books of accounts of the buyer. and chartered accountant should see and mention the amount in the tax audit report. Right? Mention the amount in the tax audit report. So if I say, if agreement was not there, then here the amount of interest is, see the same situation, agreement is there. If I say there is no agreement, then what will be the situation? Amount is 4777.39. See the impact. See the impact. If agreement is not there, then 6th May was the delivery. 6th May was the, see the question, 6th May, when delivery has been done. Wait for a while. This is the 6th May, right? Or 15 days, if agreement is not there, then 15 days, 21st of June, right? May, not June, May. Then calculation will be done. See the calculation. 22nd May to 31st May, 10 days, 12% rate on 5 lakhs, and then add in, making it cumulative, and then likewise the interest will be 11,754. See the difference of not making the agreement. The amount is very small, 5 lakhs. If it is in crores, then there will be a huge calculation. And this will generate an opportunity for all of us. If you have any outstanding in the books of your clients, and your client is micro and small enterprises, then you can suggest him that you will recover the amount from the creditors, and this will be the charge as fees and presentation on Samadhan. Representation on Samadhan. So, friends, believe me, it's again a huge effect on the financial of buyer if he is not properly taking care of payment part. This is only an interest part. I will touch 43BH very soon. If link is available, show this video to your clients. Right? And you will see how this will having a great impact on the financial position. Friends, now I will connect you with 43BH. Wait for this is the 43BH simultaneously, because this is again related to this section. Then we will move forward the Samadhan, some questions, then a startup. (2023) 2023 Finance Act. One amendment was there. The section was very known to us, 43B, payment on cash basis. Certain deduction to be only on actual payment, cash basis. Notwithstanding anything contained in any other provision of this act, a deduction otherwise allowable under this act in respect of. There was clauses A, B, C, D, bonus, etc. E, F, G, and now H has been inserted in the Finance Act. And it is applicable with effect from 1st April 2024, meaning thereby 23-24 financial year. What is written over here is any sum payable, meaning thereby certain deduction to be allowed on actual payment, not standing anything contained in any other provision, the deduction otherwise allowable under this act in respect of otherwise allowed. With respect of any sum payable to assessee to a micro small enterprises beyond the time limit specified in section 15 of MSME Act, right? अगर वो टाइम लिमिट क्रॉस हो जाती है तो उसको डिडक्शन नहीं मिलने वाली, उसको उसी टाइम लिमिट में करना पड़ेगा. But there are something written in the proviso. It is also mentioned that if payment has been made within the same year, and deduction will be given when in the year of payment. Right? So deduction will be given in the year of payment. So within the year, if anything is outstanding, then it is paid within the year, then no problem. Proviso was that 43B, that if you are not able to make the payment within the year up to 31st March, then you can pay and get the deduction if payment has been made on or before the due date as specified under section 139(1). That is 31st July, 31st October, November for TP cases. But this proviso will not be applicable. अब कहानी जो केसेस शुरू हुई वो इसीलिए हुई, उस प्रोविजो में लिख दिया गया, it was written in that proviso that this proviso will not be applicable on the clause H. On the clause H, meaning thereby clause has been shut down and there is no option left with the buyer for this disallowances. Even though, friends, there are some situation, 8 or 9 situation where you can avoid 43BH. Even I put my video on YouTube as well for those circumstances. That is again a separate matter. We will not discuss at all 43BH in detail, but this is the situation. But friends, important thing is, I am just moving towards my last slides. It says disallowance will be there. Now, challenges with us, with MSME-Start, micro, small, challenges with us. How many out of you are really believe that you will be in the position to disallowance by referring section 43BH with MSME-Start? Very difficult. It says 45 days from the day of delivery. How will you verify the date of delivery? Even how your client will justify you? Said this is the delivery challan. Then how it is possible to check number of delivery challan? Very difficult. Very difficult. So, sir, what is the possibility? Being an auditor, what are the consequences lying on us? We can ask our client to provide the list of micro, small. Again, another request. You can ask, this is, there is 2 scenarios. First, making a provision of the interest, and the second, disallowances. You can ask list. This section, this MSME Act has been now discussed number of times after Finance Act 2023. Reason being because of this section 43BH, as purchase made from micro small enterprises are now disallowed and deduction will not be available if payment has not been made according to section 15, meaning thereby within 45 days. If agreement is there, within 15 days, if agreement is not there. So it's very challenging. How we will verify? We cannot do anything. Friends, now next question can be asked by your client. Sir, we are the trading concern. We are trading concern. Should we get the benefit of MSME-Start? मैं आपको बता दूं, लोग registration, in spite of taking registration, our number of clients has surrendered the registration. Might possible the same scenario was with you. Reason being, MNCs are asking micro small enterprises that they will not be in position to make the payment 45 days, and they will pay according to the agreed terms. So if you are registered micro small enterprises, then they cannot do anything. Achha, one more question from my side before discussing this. And let's assume we all know we CA chartered accountant firms can also register under micro small enterprises development. We have rendered the services, right? But we have not taken registration so far. It was 2 years when our fees was not paid. It's in a common parlance, it's again a very reasonable duration. Now you decided to file a case through MSME Samadhan. Now question arises. You have listened this particular webinar and immediately took the MSME registration and filed a case against your client that 2 years fees was not paid. Right? My question is, we are sitting on it's 17/5/2024. Registration taken on the same date, 4 baje baad mein. But this fees was related to 22/23, 23/24. Now my question is, registration taken now, can you claim the amount from the creditors? Can you claim the amount from the creditors? Answer is no. Earlier, there was a Ramki Infra case where it was quite confusing that MSME will always be under a micro small enterprises, irrespective whether registration taken or not. But still, after Shilpi Industries judgment, it was very much clear that at the moment of time provided services, at the moment of time providing services, you should be registered under MSME Act. Otherwise, you will not go for the claim under MSME Act. So this thing should also be very much clear. Right now, this is the office memorandum. Question can be there whether trading wholesaler, retailer can register themselves under MSME Act. Can they register themselves? Answer is no, cannot register. But still, through by this memorandum, a small relaxation has been given to the particular extent for trading wholesaler and manufacturer. They are allowed to take registration for the primary lending sector. Primary lending sector, what it is? To get the banking benefit. Primary sector lending, in the sense primary sector is like agri, education, etc. Right? So you can take the registration, but limited to primary sector lending. So our NIC code 45, 46, 47 related to wholesale and retail, meaning that by trading, can only be take their registration under MSME Act for the limited purpose of primary sector lending. Right? So this is the case. Otherwise, they cannot take. Now, if you are going to take a registration, then separate categories for the trader is there. Right? You can register in that particular category as a trader. Now, some question from my side. Whether MSME registration is compulsory to avail benefits? As I told you, after Shilpi Industries judgment, it is mandatory to get registered in their servers to get the benefit. Question number 2, whether a claim can be filed for interest alone, MSME Samadhan question. where the claimant has received principal of dues already. Yes, it can be filed for the interest as well. Samadhan I will discuss. Whether value of new plant and machinery will be taken into consideration for investment purpose, not all. It's not like that. Every value of machinery will be taken into consideration. Whether an award holder from MS award meaning thereby the decision given by the facilitation council in the favor of applicant can gain any reference as a creditor in insolvency matters proceedings. Yes, they will get a right like a secured creditors. It's again a great benefit. Now MSME Samadhan. Just having a sip of water. Thank you. What is MSME Samadhan? Friends, it's again an avenue for all of us. We have filed number of cases and got great success. It's not like that you need to again start with a new forte. You have entire setup with you. You are signing the balance sheet of your client. You are having the list of outstanding they have since long. So what are you thinking of? You should go ahead and connect with your client that we will help you in recovery of outstanding dues. Get him registered under MSME immediately. If not, right? So MSME Samadhan, I will let you know the entire modus operandi through Samadhan, how it will work and how can we be a beneficiary as being a consultant, and this everyone will be in the win-win situation. Like our client will be in the win-win situation. He will be a great he will be very happy when you recover the amount from those who are outstanding since long, right? So how this particular scenario work? See, first of all, there is again a micro small facilitation council, micro small enterprises facilitation council in every state. Whenever you are going to file an application, that will be going to council. There are district industrial district as well, and where it will fall, it is nearby facilitation council. You can see the list from the site as well, right? The modus operandi, I have written it down over here. See, whenever your client approaches to you, the first step towards this is the opportunity for all of us. Convince him, ask him that you will can recover. Entrepreneur filed the application online to respective council. After 15 days, council will take action on application. See, sometimes there is again a delay. Once your client, we are assuming that your client is filing the application through Samadhan. Once he has filed online through Aadhaar registration, Uddham registration, you can take through the Aadhaar only. To the Aadhaar only. Second is online. Once you have filed the application, intimation will be sent both the applicant and defendant, yani buyer and seller. Now, after getting the information, council always try to get it settled down without converting into the case. Our 5 to 6 clients even agreed when our counterpart buyer approached to our client because he has got the mail regarding that there is an application filed under MSME Samadhan. They connected with our clients and asked him to just remove the application, and he was settled the entire dues down without paying interest. In one case, the interest amount was very less, but still, on another case, a client was settled down without any interest, and I ensure him that we will fight and get the interest as well. But he tried, Abhishek ji jane do, principal is recovered, that's fine enough. Now, mutual settlement. If they are agreed, then definitely this particular case will be closed without converting into the case. If seller is not agreed for the settlement, then this, after checking all the information provided, it will be converted into the case. Case. Now case is there. Now, once case is registered, application is filed, council will, after filing of the application, council will check the entire data, whether information is correct or not, whether false or not. If entire application is placed on basis on the false document, then council can reject the application. Then council can reject the application. Otherwise, SMS or email will be shoot to respondent and our client, intimating him that your application has been approved and now it is converted into the case. Right here. Now, hearing process will start. We need to submit document, desired document, explanation, calculation, interest claim, right? And the defendant party will again, respondent party again counter us. These were the situation, blah, 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 blah. Now, the seventh is council can enter the case detailed online portal if received offline application. You can file the offline, but entire process will be done in the digitized mode. Let's assume you have filed offline application, then they can feed the entire detail on the portal and give you the ID password through by mail, and it will start, they will start the hearing through online. You need to even submit entire document of purchase order, invoices, agreement, dues, calculation, your prayer, etc. Right? Then council will update the case hearing status on hearing date. Once your hearing is done, then status will be updated on the site itself. And at the last, the result and the award will be declared. If it is in the favor of your client, then definitely most of the times it is again a favor of the seller only, until unless fraud claim was done by the seller. So this is the entire process, right? This is the entire process where MSME Samadhan can work with a great potential to recover the money. If you can do something that is apart from the traditional approach, traditional practice, then this is again have a great footing and the avenues as well. So you can go for it. Now, some question related to MSME Samadhan. Let me just. Question is, do Ministry of MSME take action on applications filed on MSME Samadhan portal? Meaning thereby, is there any interfere of the Ministry of MSME? Not at all. They have nothing to do with that. Council and other officers are sufficient enough, and even they are capable enough. They do their best knowledge. Is it mandatory to file delayed payment application online on MSME Samadhan portal? Yes, but still it is in offline mode, then officers will submit the entire detail on the portal itself, and then it will go on the from the portal itself. Is work order compulsory to file application on MSME Samadhan portal? A work order meaning thereby purchase order. Yes, it is a mandatory attachment. It is a mandatory attachment. Sir, if we do not have purchase order, then you can submit a affidavit for that. Whether the silence of the buyer after physical receipt of the goods can make a claim ineligible for admission by the council, not at all. If 15 days expired, then it will be treated as a deemed acceptance. Whether council should deliver a conciliation award after the successful conciliation? Yes, award will be always be declared after conciliation. Whether receivable from buyer such as advance deposit, EMD, statutory deposit as other than supply of goods and services can be claimed in the claim before the council, facilitation council. Meaning thereby, sometime what happened? Being a seller, we need to deposit some EMD, some statutory deposit, etc. Can we claim along with our principal amount? Yes, you can claim. Friends, now we will discuss 10 to 15 minutes about the startup. As discussed in the starting of our session, from 3:30 onwards, we will take any question and answer. So I will try to wrap up within 15 minutes. Right? Startup recognition. Friends, two things we need to understand. Normally, MSME and startup, usually MSME will be treated as startup. It's not like that. There is two things. First is DPIIT registration, and second ATIAC registration. There are two things: DPIIT, ATIAC registration. DPIIT definitely, this is again Department Promotion to Industrial, right? By getting the registration at a DPIIT, you are eligible for some benefit, definitely, like exemption from compliance of physical verification under labor law, right, etc., etc. But it doesn't mean that you can get the 3 years exemptions, 3-year exemptions of tax out of 10 years. 3 years exemption out of 10 years. That is will comes under ATIAC. Sometimes it happens. We think DPIIT registration is sufficient, not at all. Startup recognition, that's fine enough. But to get the exemption for 3 years, it's ATIAC registration. And there are certain in the even budget itself for the DPIIT, ATIAC registered employee can deferment on the ESOP, right? So that's again a different matter. We are not here to discuss that particular part, but still startup is again something that in current scenario, everyone wants to know. So definitely like MSME, we will discuss this part as well in a short while. And of course, on some few lines on the IPO as well. So startup recognition. See, this is the slide that will let you know what are the eligible criteria to make your client as a startup, right? First, your company must meet the following criteria to consider eligible for DPIIT startup recognition. This is the DPIIT. It doesn't mean you will get 3 years exemption. 3 years exemption. First is company A's Period of existence and operation should not be exceeding 10 years from the date of incorporation. मतलब बहुत पुरानी कंपनी नहीं हो सकती. 10 years existing date. Company type, earlier it was only for the private limited. Now incorporated as a private limited, registered partnership firm or a LLP. But most of the times, 99, 95, 99%, everyone take a route as a company. Reason being, it's easy to allot a share to employees, to investors, etc. So, private limited is the perfect form for startup. Annual turnover. Limited company. Annual turnover should have an annual turnover not exceeding 100 crores for any of the financial year since its incorporation. Starting from the incorporation and till date, that particular startup has not crossed 100 crore turnover. Right? Originally, entity, meaning thereby takeover, split off will not be a form for the company, those who are going to register as a startup. Entity should not have been formed by splitting up or reconstructing an already existing business. It should be a new one, original entity. Now, most important thing, innovative and scalable. Whenever you file the application, department officials always ask, what is innovative in it? We want to sell a wheat. So what is innovative in that? So we want to sell the organic wheat. Oh, organic wheat. Then how this will change the entire scenario? So there are number of questions from that side. And the scalable, how much employment you can generate. कितना बड़ा कर सकते should work towards development or improvement of a product, process, or service, or have scalable business model with high potential for creation of wealth and employment. Right? So this is the high potential. And that particular business, high potential should be there for the growth of the business as well as far as hiring of the employee, generating of. It can go for the startup. For that you need to have pitch deck report. Deck report normally it contains audio, video, graphics presenting your business, how will it's generate employment, how it is innovative, how technology is used to define. We need to submit to the DPI even as at the time of filing application for 80 IAC. Right, friends? So this is the modus operandi. Even you can give a brief overview to your clients. Sir, you should have a company, annual turnover should not close 100 crores, original entity should be there. You should have an idea how can own up your particular company and how can you scale up out. How much employment you generate. You should have a unique app for that so that you can convince the officers sitting across the table. Right? So these are the fundamental things that you should know before you can convince your client. So entire scenario has been changed. Now the question arises, sir, can MSME go for the IPO? 100%. But there are certain, this is again a separate discussion, but still micro to IPO is again a great theme to your client. But you should have some tactics related to IPO. Brief about that. You need not to make him listed company. You can take a help of merchant banker, but you should have something that you can serve to your client to convince him that you can manage an IPO as well. Friends, these are the various areas where we can work out as a apart from our traditional practice, and we can just have a look around and find out the clients those are really eligible to go for the IPO, and you can convince them. And convince them to make a valuation, convince them to have a Facebook, Twitter, YouTube account so that they can be visible across the public, it will again create a valuation, right? Number of searches for the company, increase the valuation. So these are the some basic criteria, right? We have even touched the 3:30 time limit, but still 5 minutes I will take more. And then we will have a question answer session, Kunalji. So just taking 5 minutes more as well. If we have question and answer session after that, then definitely we take. See,
Sure,
this
sir,
is the,
sure.
this is the tax exemption. This is section 56. So we will not discuss as much for angel funding, right? Angel tax. Those who are investing. See, this is the ATIC exemption. I will take this through. Post getting recognition as a startup may apply for tax exemption under section 80ISC. And clearance from tax exemption, the startup can avail tax holiday for 3 consecutive years, as I already conveyed to you, out of 10 years since its incorporation. Eligibility criteria for applying the startup. First, the entity should be recognized as startup DPIIT, right? DPIIT. Only private limited or a limited liability partnership is eligible to tax exemption under 80ISC. The startup should have been incorporated after 1st April 2016. These are the basic criteria to get the tax holiday for the 3 years. And very important, right? So there is again a scheme. I need to check once again. This is right now available. Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, right? Eligibility criteria. There is again a fund specifically made for the startups, their development in an initial stage, market research, etc. These funds has been allocated to incubation centers. Criteria is a startup recognized by DPIIT, but incorporated not more than 2 years. This is the condition. Startup must have a business idea to develop a product or a service with a market fit, viable commercialization, meaning thereby they have scalability, they have unique idea, they should have technology in their business, etc. The startup should be using technology as I conveyed to you. Preference would be given to startup. C, creating innovative solution in the sector such as social impact, waste management, like plastic regenerating, water management, financial inclusion, education, agriculture, food processing, biotechnology, etc. Startup should not have received more than 10 lakhs of monetary support under any other central or state government scheme. So these are for the seed fund scheme, right? Shareholding by the Indian promoters should be 50%, 1% or more, right? And startup applicant can avail seed support in the form of grant and debt, convertible debenture, etc. as per the conversation as the best suitability, right? Some question, I think we should skip that these questions, normal questions. So, friends, thank you from my side. Even we have closed the time limit of 3:30 for the question answer session. I believe the MSME startup combination, some challenges that we have, some professional opportunity that we have through surrounding us, and we can find out these avenues and revenue from our existing client itself. Recovery, MSME Samadhan. Understood? So these are the few things that we can think of. And one more thing, guys. Before giving consultancy, always convince your client that you have that particular requisite knowledge of the subject. Again, I am saying we are not the expert one. We are not the expert one to make their company become a listed company. We are one of them, but we will not do the entire thing like a merchant banker, etc. But we should have that much of knowledge, and we can make a feel our client comfortable that we can do on his behalf. Due diligence, connect with the merchant banker, etc. and we can charge restatement of financial, because before filing DHRP, red herring prospectus, we should have restatement of the financials. That services we can provide them, right? And SME IPO, you know, there are a number of SME IPO nowadays. So there are, again, I am saying we are not merchant banker, but we can assist them to become a listed company. So it's again a win-win situation for our client and for us, both of them. Thanks a lot from my side. We should have questions and we will try to finish it up, and then we will wind up the session. Thank you, Kunalji. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for wonderful session. Now we are shifting to the question of the attending. First question is how a CA holding certificate of practice set up a startup MSME rendering services?
Meaning, what I can understand, meaning thereby being a practicing chartered accountant, how can I assist others to start startup, right? Is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Definitely. It's again great service. As I already discussed, we can give them, and we can have a team, those backup team, because they can really help us out while various parameters like listing a merchant banker. We should have those who can restate the financial if we are not comfortable enough. We should have the person, those who can make the due diligence if we are not doing that, right? We should have that team with us, and we need to, most important, we need to convince our client that he can be a listed company. But for that, we should have a very focused eye while scanning the financial of your clients. Oh, you won't believe, our viewers, Kunalji, those who have just closed the turnover of 5 crores only, they have become listed company under SME segment.
Okay.
And we have more than number of companies, those who have closed the 50 crores. So these are the area you should have that eye on financials, that and convince the clients that we can you can become a listed company and do the work for the valuation purpose. It's required 2-3 years time, because you should have a proper financial, you should manage all the things, due diligence, etc. That require some time.
Okay. Next question is what are the salient features of CLCSS scheme? Capital Link Credit.
Which scheme?
CLCSS.
Seed linking, I believe I have just touch upon that, as I already conveyed in the startup. I am not dealing much in the schemes, etc. Those who are dealing in the subsidy. Oh, I believe that was our pre-start session, Kunalji. I am not looking after schemes, but if you want any eye on the scheme, definitely just text me. I will connect with my partner. Those really assist you with the various schemes.
Okay, sir. Next question is if any supplier registered as MSME put interest before buyer, then he may get interest but will lose future order. Please throw some light on this also.
It's again a great problem. What I can understand, that is, if someone want to claim an interest under MSME Samadhan, definitely he will lose the client for the future order, right? Is it?
Yes.
So now you need to think whether you need to recover or you maintain the client. It's your it's a subjective one.
So next question is what enforcement mechanism is available with the MSME Facilitation Council to implement their award given against a buyer of MSME unit?
Yeah, given against the buyer. If buyer want to make a counter claim, he can, but it's not so easy for him. Reason being, 75% of the award money he needs to deposit. In some of the cases, pronouncement by the High Court that even that seller can use amount out of 75% deposited by the buyer. In some cases, these pronouncement has been given. So it's not so easy. But if all the documents are really says the picture that entire transaction are very genuine, and buyer has not make the payment to the seller subject to the entire condition. It's difficult for the buyer. Otherwise, mechanism there, counterclaim you can put in the arbitration.
Okay. So why the opening balance as on 1st April 23 also cover under this section 43BH?
No, because it's
It will
for
not.
the purchase for financial year 23-24. Opening balances, it will not come.
If the MSME registration number is not mentioned on the invoice of the supplier, and if we send a letter through speed post to confirm the MSME status of the supplier, and if the supplier do not give answer to our post, then even if supplier is MSME registered, then we can give clear report from point of view of a CA tax audit.
Can you come again, Kunalji? Just some.
Like it was like if we don't know about the status of the MSME registration of the supplier of the
Supplier.
client, and client send a speed post for to confirm the status of the, or send a mail for status of the that person, but he didn't reply to that post or that mail, then even if supplier is MSME
No,
registered.
got it clear. So our duty is understood. Our duty is being a professional. What is our duty? Our duty to make sure first, even in my session, I make a request to all of you. Please send a mail to all of your client regarding submission of the creditors, those who are registered MSME and having outstanding as on 31st March 2024. First thing. Now, what instruction, other instruction you can give? You can ask your client to mark CC to you and send a mail to their creditors. If they not reply that whether they are registered or not, then definitely you can take a call. But dear friends, it is my gut feeling, let them come in 2024. You will definitely find out the status of creditors through by PAN number. And might possible, it will reflect under 26 AS.
Okay.
That
So
is again a note.
Okay. So next question is there any responsibility of CA to send mail to check the class of supplier of the client, whether he is micro, small or medium, or rely on the MRL given by the client?
We are fully dependent upon the client. There are two layers of information asked. First, direct connect with the client. Please provide the list. And again, second layer precaution is ask client to send a mail or do the communication regarding the MSME. There are two layers of precaution that we can have. Otherwise, we do not have any other source or tools to get verified whether that particular creditor of our client is registered or not. We cannot do anything.
Okay.
Yes, it's again a
Whether
great challenge for us. The amount which is going to it's again a great challenge for us. If the amount which is going to be disallowed under 43BH, if it is going to be disallowed, then we need to make a provision for the interest, right? And for both the things,
Okay.
we should have that particular calculation of 45 days from the date of delivery. It's again a very challenging task for all of us.
Okay. Whether the individual opting presumptive scheme under section 44 ADA or 44 ADA also required to pay within time limit mentioned under MSME Act, or this section applicable on them or not?
If you see the language of 44 3B, notwithstanding anything contained, and if you see language of 44 AD, it's again a overriding. Both are overriding. But since our presumptive income 44 AD is having a special class and for giving the benefit of various clauses, we are maintaining books of accounts. So in my view, 44 AD having no consequences with related to disallowance of 43BH or 43B section.
Okay. One manufacturer having Udyam registration as manufacturer sold some raw material as trading of raw material. Like he buy raw material and sold it at as it is. So whether buyer will treat the supplier as trader or manufacturer.
Trader, it will be comes under the category of trader.
But certificate he is holding of manufacturing.
Doesn't make any difference now. If you are taking registration under MSME, manufacturing category, and you are delivering trading goods, then you cannot claim that you are manufacturer, because the counterparty, the respondent, make it prove that the particular invoice is for the trading goods only. So
Okay.
that makes no sense.
Okay. Can a practicing CA get a startup certificate? Can we take funding advantage offered by government or
Of course, I don't think there is again denial from our code of ethics. Even I need to check once again, Kunalji. It's again a great question. We should take care of that. But still, I don't think there is again any restriction as far as for taking funding, etc. Because now LLP are very eligible to be a startup.
okay? Uh, if a dealer is trader but register himself as manufacturer on MSME portal, whether our obligation or delay in payment to those dealer will attract 43BH?
It is happening with lot of creditors. Sometimes what happened, bankers ask them to get registered themselves as a manufacturer for the sake of only getting registration, so that they can benefit
Exactly.
of interest rate, even though they are trader, but taken registration under a manufacturing category. So this have no impact on 43BH and other section. They will not even eligible to claim for under MSME. They are trader only. Only taking registration under manufacturing category will not define they are micro small registered manufacturer.
Next is very practical question. What if an enterprise cancel its MSME registration before 31st March?
So it's really a very practical question. I have handled number of queries regarding the same. Even though most of the companies are showing like this, modus operandi they have operated, ask vendors, micro small, please get cancelled your registration so that we will not be in trouble. But my suggestion to all of you friends, that will be effective from 31st March 2024, from the day when you have cancelled. But all the purchase that is made before 31st March will be covered, well covered under MSME. So my advice is, it will not make any sense. Before that, he was registered under micro small. He has cancelled on 31st March. So it makes no difference for the purchase, those who are made before cancellation.
It will be like जब बिल्ली आंखें बंद करके बैठ जाती है तो उससे इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, तो आपको करना पड़ेगा. Next question is, would like to understand whether section 43BH of income tax payment based allowance is applicable for those MSME who are in wholesale or retail trading business. Same repeat question. Looking forward some another question. Yes, this is also a practical question. Is it mandatory to issue a check by 27 March 2024 if the mode of payment is check and due date of payment is 31st March 2024? Is check clearing days relevant?
It is not mentioned anywhere, check clearing this, but it should be cleared and you should have a sufficient balance in your bank account. You have in your books of accounts, once you have issued the check, then it will even reduce the balance of creditors. Definitely it will stand in the reconciliation. And you cannot stop to your seller to encase the check on or before due date, and you cannot force him. He can even encase as he wish, but within the 90 days he can. But you should have a proper sufficient balance to honor that particular check.
Okay. Next question is from the heart of CA. Will Section 43BH apply to fees payable provision to CA firm or not?
It's again a lambi story. In the last, कुणाल जी, मैं तकरीबन लास्ट आप 6 month में मैं तकरीबन 40 सेशन ले चुका हूँ 43BH पे, और it's again a provision based. Again, it will require 5 minutes, but I will try to finish it up as fast as possible. Provision based, there is no disallowance because 43BH asking rendering of services. Your services are rendered somewhere around in the next year, 30th September. Until unless it is rendered, you cannot disallow that provision. So, at that moment of time, it will not apply.
Okay. Last question is there no mandatory requirement to mention MSME number on invoice? How we get GST registration number be mentioned on invoice? It will be like, is it required to mention MSME number on the invoice or not?
It's not a mandatory requirement.
Okay. So ऑलमोस्ट ऑल क्वेश्चंस हो चुके हैं। दिवांग जी, कुछ पेंडिंग तो नहीं है क्वेश्चंस आपकी साइड से मेरे पास आना?
पेंडिंग क्वेश्चन।
ठीक है, कंक्लूड कर देते हैं।
Yeah.
So on behalf of everyone here, I extend our sincere gratitude to CA Abhishek Jain sir for his insightful session on Section 43BH and schemes for MSME and startup in India. His expertise and knowledge have truly enriched our understanding of how these schemes can benefit all small and medium enterprise. I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to CA Dheeraj Kumar Khandelwal sir and CA Raj Chawla sir for their invaluable guidance and support in organizing this section. Their leadership and dedication to the MSME sector are commendable, and we are grateful for their effort in making this event possible. Together, the contribution of CA Abhishek Jain sir and our esteemed leaders have made today's session a resounding success. Thank you once again to everyone involved, and let's look forward to more enriching session in the future. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai ICI. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Abhishek
sir.
sir. I really agree with Kunal sir words. It's really a very impressive session. And I getting the comments like, can you please share the PPT with us?
Yeah, sure. I can share.
Yeah, sure, sir. Definitely.
And I will love to have a comment if you can share. It's again a great motivation for me. And thanks a lot to all the viewers, Devangji, for organizing such
Yeah,
a
thank you.
beautiful webinar. MSME committee, Raj Chawla sir, Khandelwal ji, Kunal ji, and all the viewers take support. We should be very thankful to take support. Without them, we will not be able to have a
Exactly.
great webinar. Thanks a lot. Thank you once again. Thank you.
And I will share this link with both of you, sir. Abhishek sir and Kunal.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.